Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Football View. I hope you guys watched my last video where I predicted the Tuesday games of the UEFA Champions League match day 5, and today I'll be reviewing my predictions because it looks as if I got some predictions right. So without wasting much time, let's take a look at the predictions. First of all, I predicted Chelsea versus Red Bull Salzburg. Scoreline correctly, 100%. Chelsea won that game 2-1. Honestly, I thought Red Bull Salzburg were going to score a 9-minute goal to make it 2-2, but it looks like Chelsea were resilient and they stood firm to get that 3 points against Red Bull Salzburg. So let's move forward. We go over to the next one, Benfica versus Juventus. Over 2.5. Benfica win. That's what I said. I said Benfica win, but I got the scoreline obviously wrong. I predicted 2-1, and that game ended in a 4-3 victory for Benfica. So if you wanted to bet on that game, both teams to score, check. Over 2.5, check. Benfica to win, check. So that is the prediction I did, and I got it very, very well. So we move on to Sevilla 3-0 against Copenhagen. That game was interesting because when I checked 18 minutes, it was 1-0. I thought, okay, this one is not going to end up, but Benfica and Sevilla was going to win. And it came out that my predictions 3-0 was 100% correct. I got that correct, 3-0. Sevilla won that game 3-0. So we move on to the next one. Next one is PSG versus Maccabi Haifa. I predicted a big win. A very huge win for PSG, and this game ended in a very, very remarkable way. It was 7-2, which means 5-0. That's if you cancel the 2 goals, 5-0. So 5-goal difference in that game. So we move on to the next one. We have Dortmund and Man City. Now this was the most disappointing game because it ended in a goalless draw. No one expected this. Even when Mahrez had the opportunity to score a penalty to give Man City the lead, which could have made the game interesting, Mahrez missed it. I don't know why they keep giving him penalties to take, but that game was disappointment in all my predictions. I was so disappointed because there wasn't a single goal. I predicted that Man City will win and there'll be a lot of goals in this game, but unfortunately it was the opposite, and it ended in a 0-0 draw. It was painful to watch. I slept twice watching that game. Then move on to the next one, Leipzig versus Real Madrid. Another shocking and surprising result. So I'm not that surprised because I looked at the lineup Madrid used for that game. It wasn't their first team. It wasn't a strong team, let's say. I think it was as if they were asking for the defeat. They didn't want to risk injury or anything. That's why they put out fringe players who haven't been playing football for the club. So I think that one is another one I was wrong, because I was expecting Real Madrid to beat Leipzig 2-1, but the game ended in a 3-2 victory for Leipzig. The next one is Celtic versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, I said the game is going to end in a draw, and the game ended in a draw. But I said my scoreline was 2-2, but in reality, yesterday it ended in a 1-1 draw. So, still a draw. I got that one correct. So, then we move on to the next one. We have Dynamo Zagreb versus Milan. I said Dynamo Zagreb will lose that game and Milan will win 2-0, but the game ended in a 4-0 victory for Milan, which also adds to the point that I knew that Dynamo Zagreb will find it difficult to score Milan in that game, and it turns out that they didn't score a single goal in that game, and Milan were very, very victorious and commanding in that game. Out of my predictions, I got the Chelsea game correctly. I got it 100% correct with the scoreline. Then Dynamo Zagreb versus Milan, I got the prediction, that's not the scoreline prediction, the win, like the outcome of the game. I got it correct because Milan won that game. Celtic, Shakhtar Donetsk, I predicted a 1-1 draw, but the game ended in a 2-2 draw. I predicted a draw, and it happened. Then move on to Leipzig versus Real Madrid. I predicted a win for Real Madrid, but that didn't happen. We saw that Leipzig stood firm to beat Real Madrid 3-2 in that game. Then Sevilla Copenhagen, I predicted a 3-0 victory for Sevilla, and that's what happened in that game. That's incredible. Then Borussia Dortmund versus Man City, the disappointment and all the fixtures on Tuesday fixtures, that game ended in a 0-0 draw, and it was a disappointing game. I keep telling you, that game is a very, very disappointing game. They move over to PSG versus Maccabi Haifa. Predicted a very huge win for PSG because they'll be playing at home, and they put out good performance and got that win against Maccabi Haifa. That's 7-1. Then I predicted a Benfica win against Juventus because I knew that Juve would not be able to stand the attacking prowess of the Benfica team, and it paid off and they won 4-3. I didn't get the scoreline correctly, but I got the outcome of the match correctly. So we can see that that is the outcome of the game. I'm very, very proud of myself and the way I predicted the game, and I'm going to be dropping the Wednesday game. That's today's own immediately after putting this video up. So please subscribe if you haven't and click the notification bell and watch out for the video as it comes. So subscribe if you haven't, please. Till next time, guys. Goodbye.